What's happening, guys? Welcome to the channel and welcome to another edition of 20 Runs. Today we're going to do 20 runs of Black Fathom Deeps located in Kalimdor in the South Shore Zone. You can see it. It's the very south there circled in red. What we're going to do is I'm going to run 20 runs of this dungeon. On the 20th run, I record how I run the dungeon so you can see how I do it, any tips, tricks, or hints that I want to share with you about running the dungeon. Then we're going to go out, clean the bags up, head over to the auction house. We'll take a look at some of the loot I have, what bag appraiser via TSM says I have in looted value. Then I'll actually post it up in the auction house to see what gold value I have based on my server. I'm going to be doing every dungeon that I can possibly solo run in a series. I'll put it in a playlist on the channel so you can find it and watch them really easy. And right now would be a really good time for you to go down to the bottom right hand corner of this video or just below. Hit that subscribe, share, and like button. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started with this 20th run. Black Fathom Deeps is a really nice classic transmog dungeon. Great dungeon. Might be the best dungeon for building up your auction house base and some really nice set and high value transmogs you can get out of this dungeon. Probably the biggest pain in the ass in this dungeon is getting back out. If you don't have a class that allows you to teleport out and back in really easy, it can be a pain either running back out or having to run all the way back through the cave to get to the dungeon entrance. I'm running it on my druid, and I can use my Moonglade teleport. I will tell you, if you run on your druid and you teleport to Moonglade, make sure while you are at Moonglade you reset the dungeon. Otherwise, when you come back, teleport back in, it's going to put you at the end of the dungeon instead of just outside. So you want to teleport to Moonglade, then reset, then teleport back. It's a pretty quick run. I do it in, I don't, this druid doesn't have a speed set. I just leveled this druid up. So I do it in just right around 7 minutes. And there is a trick to getting more mobs in this dungeon. There are certain bosses you do not want to kill, and it will trigger a whole group of mobs at the end of the dungeon that give you a really, really high value chance of getting some really nice gear. Matter of fact, you're going to see I got three really nice blue drops, and all three of them came from those mobs at the end of the dungeon. So the first thing you want to do, this boss right here, you do not want to kill this boss. You want to skip it, leave the boss there, and head on back out. If you kill this boss, you will not get the mob spawn at the end. And most people that used to run this thing just doing full clears, you probably don't even have any idea what I mean about the mob spawn at the end, but you're going to see it when we get there. Um, while we're running through here, I want to take the opportunity to talk about transmog sales in particular because I get a lot of comments and a lot of messages from people who are frustrated about their transmog items or those who just flat out say that transmog items do not sell at all. And number one, transmogs can be a tough sell, but they do sell. And if you watch the video that I did yesterday using the Warband Bank to flip items, and if you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the description below. It's definitely something you want to take a look at if you're interested in adding just another method to your gold making. But the point of watching that video is I went out and I found the Tebow Straight Sword. It's like one of the most popular transmog swords or weapons, period, in the game. and I found 11 of them selling really cheap on a server. I bought them, put them in my warband bank, and then I proceeded over the course of the day to sell them. And I made like 185,000 gold in profit in a little bit of an over an hour's time. Watch the video, you'll get it, you'll understand exactly what I did. But the point I'm trying to make is those swords, while they're epics, they're classic epics. They're people bought them from between 25,000 and 50,000 gold apiece because of the transmog look, because of the look that they get from the sword, not because of the stats. So when it comes to transmog items, doesn't matter if it's a green, a blue, or a purple epic. People are not buying them because of the stat increases. They're buying them because of the look. So when you say that greens don't sell, greens do sell, and high value greens do sell, and they sell because of the appearance and the rarity of the drop. There are greens that are rare drops, just like there are blues and purples that are rare drops. People buy them to complete the sets, get a look. Don't underestimate how popular transmog is in this game. Now here we are, we're in the last room, and remember I told you to skip that boss and also the underwater boss, and just outside of here, you don't want to kill that one either. And then once we kill this boss, you're going to hit this cauldron, which usually just opens up that door. But since we didn't kill those bosses, when we hit that cauldron, it spawns all these mobs in here. And it really, really increases your odds of getting drops, and increasing your gold per hour running this dungeon. Like I said, you'll see at the end, I got 3 really nice blue drops out of my 20 runs, and all of them came from these mobs. So that's pretty much it. It's an easy run. Like I said, about 7 minutes. Skip those couple of bosses, and you'll get these extra mobs here at the end of the dungeon. You don't even need to go into that last room and kill the last boss. You can if you want to. It doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back to town, get my bags cleaned up, and then we'll take a look at what I have, get it posted up, and see what the total value is. See you at the auction house. All right, so we are here at the auction house, cleaned up my bags, got my whites and grays over to my tune that handles those, and we're going to look at a couple of notable pieces. I did really, really well on these 20 runs. There is some really popular, uh, nice value transmog items to be had out of Black Fathom Deep. And one of the things I want to address is I get a lot of messages and comments from people asking, does this stuff really sell? Or stating that this stuff doesn't really sell. And listen, transmog is really popular in this game. Do not underestimate. Watch your server chat when you get a chance, particularly on the weekends, and look at how many people are linking their outfits to get feedback on their transmogs. Another thing I will mention, I don't know if you've seen the video that I did yesterday. I'll link it in the description below, but you should check it out because it's an interesting example of how transmogs do sell. And it's going to seem like a weird comparison, but it was the Tebow swords, like the kind of lightsaber sword, one of the most popular transmogs in the game. I bought 11 of them from another server using the Warband Bank. And again, if you haven't watched it, watch the video in the description. That gold making strategy is really hot right now. You can make a lot of gold. Just in a nutshell, I bought 11 of those swords for a total of 220,000 gold, and I sold all 11 of them live in chat on various servers for a total of 405,000 gold. Spent maybe a little bit over an hour total time bouncing back and forth between playing the game and doing other things, and made 185,000 gold. But my point is, those sold because people are using them to transmog. They didn't. A they're a vanilla item. They didn't sell because they have high stats. They sold because they're transmog. They sold because people like the appearance. And you may say, yeah, but they're epics. It doesn't matter. When it comes to transmog, a white, a gray, a green, a blue, a purple epic, they're all the same. People are buying them for the look. They're buying them to complete a set. They're buying them to complete an outfit that they want to put together. That's why transmog items sell. Not because of the stats that are on them, but because of the look and because of the rarity of the item that they're buying. They want to be one of the few people that have them. And again, that Tebow sword has been around since vanilla WoW. So the other thought process people have is, well, people already have all the transmog items that they want. Again, 11 of the same sword I sold yesterday. It's been around since vanilla WoW. If everybody had everything that they wanted already, they wouldn't need to buy those. Don't underestimate the money you can make from transmog. Sometimes it takes a while. Build up your base, get it in the auction house, but the stuff does sell. So let's take a look. We got the Staff of the Blessed Seer, has a market value of 60, almost 65,000 gold. On my server right now, it's listed for 64,900 gold. Grimclaw, got it on my first run. By the way, all three of these blues I got from those last group of mobs that I showed you how we can spawn those in that last room. Grimclaw has a market value of 67,909. Recently sold for 85,000. On my server right now, listed for 84,999. There's only one of them. Tree bark jacket, market value of 32,750. On my server, 34,096 gold. Three really super nice items. And again, may have to list them a bunch of times to get them to sell, but they will sell. And then I got a bunch of really nice transmog set items that are going to sell well. Some recipes, love the recipes. They always sell well. So let's take a look at Bag Appraiser. Bag Appraiser shows that after that run, we've got a total looted market value of 467,000 gold from 20 runs of Black Fathom Deep. I'm going to speed the video up, but I'm going to run my post scan. I'm going to get these posted up, and we will take a look at what we actually have. I currently have 152,000 in auctions up right now. All right, so we've got our post scan run. We're putting up 97 items, and as you can see, got some really nice high value stuff, good transmog set items, and all the way down to some cheap stuff. Got some cloth and some gems and stuff. So let's go ahead and get this posted up again. Remind 152,000 in auctions on this tune right now. But just to follow up with the whole transmog thing, it should not be your sole method for gold making. If you look at my channel, you can see I do all kinds of things. I do uh, material farms. I do flips on my auction house with the new warband banks, and having access to that bank from tunes all across the region. Again, watch the video below. You're going to be blown away if you haven't seen it at what we can do to make gold now. And it's also going to even out the servers. Basically, I think Blizzard's goal is to make it doesn't matter whether you pay on a low pop or a high pop server because we can now move things around and post and sell and do things on various servers. It's kind of going to be like one big global economy for your region. Um, I think they're going to find that it's going to hurt them on server transfers, but uh, I'm going to assume they kind of thought this out. All right, so we had 152,000 in auctions. We now have 580,000 gold in auctions. So we're going to call it 430. Bag Appraiser was pretty close. 430,000 gold from 20 runs of Black Fathom Deep, 2 hours. Hopefully they sell. Some will sell, some won't. Some will take a while, some will have to discount. That's the nature of the game, but it's the reason why we do it. We keep posting up so we can keep making that goal. Appreciate you watching this episode of 20 Runs. I got a bunch more of these coming. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Do a like and a share, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.